Hey, thanks so much for joining us here on 90s Plus on this Monday, September the 18th. I'm 90s meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and it is a beautiful Monday morning out there. Lots of sunshine, mild but not hot, not cool temperatures out there. We're mostly in the 70s right now, so pretty comfortable. And we've got a few showers and maybe a rumble of thunder or two to tell you about this afternoon, but for the most part, it looks pretty comfortable and pretty tranquil overall as you look not only at this. Oh, I have the wrong thing up here, and I'm going to have to pull up something separate for you 1 second because this is my Spanish update, and I forgot to switch it over to the English side of things. So give me 1 second here, folks. I'm pulling this up. Yes, the joys of doing this on live TV and when I've had a bit of a brain blip. But I will just verbally tell you before we get into some of the graphics here. We're talking about for those overall headlines. Again, today, a beautiful fall day for the most part. Very, very nice, comfortable weather. And we've got those temperatures that'll be mostly in the low 80s for us. A couple degrees above our seasonal average for today. And we'll be also looking at that chance for a gusty shower, perhaps after about 3 p.m. And there we go, back online here with that live view of Fort Collins. Things looking pretty nice overhead with just some mid to high level cloud cover. And then the Rocky Mountain National Park Alpine Visitor Center. Things looking pretty nice up there. We did have a fair bit of snow last Thursday night and Friday across the high country. That, of course, for the most part, long gone. Now, getting that chance for an isolated gusty shower today. Mostly tranquil weather overall. Mild temperatures for the next few days. Now, for us, that's the story for us here in Denver. You go here into the southwestern mountains, and it's pretty busy here on this Monday morning with a little batch of showers and some rumbles of thunder moving their way through Telluride, Purgatory, the San Juans, getting some of those showers and storms here on this Monday morning. And you get above, boy, you got to get up there. I'll say this because even in Telluride, I bet it's probably all rain, but you get up there above 11 or 12,000 feet, maybe you're talking about snow. So that'd be those peaks above Telluride and Purgatory. That's where maybe you're looking at some wet snow and some of those highest elevations. Otherwise, showers and thunderstorms will gradually push east as we head through the day. We got enough mid to high level moisture that we could get one or two of these showers and storms move their way on through the picture, but those will mainly stay south and west of Denver into the high country and along the south of the Palmer Divide. That's where you have the better chance of seeing one of those gusty showers. Anything we get would be brief. It'll be out of here after a few minutes. Close look in here at the Front Range. Again, there's that chance for a brief gusty shower or two, and things looking a-okay. And we'll be looking again, maybe one or two of those, and we'll be looking a-okay for this afternoon and this evening. You get into those highest elevations above 12,000 feet. That's where you could get a few wet snowflakes, but for the most part, the story continued comfortable temperatures. Already 77 degrees for us here in Denver, 86 out in Ray. Into the high country as usual, much cooler, 50s and 60s. And for today, again, there's that chance for a gusty shower after 3 o'clock. It's not a big deal. If you've got outdoor plans this afternoon, this evening, I would not plan around these, but again, there's that chance for one or two of these for this afternoon and this evening. So highs today, again, mostly in the 80s. For tonight, temperatures drop back into the low 50s for us. That's sunset 7:03, and for those lows tonight, again, mostly 40s, 50s, eastern plains, and 30s and 40s into the high country. Above 10,000 feet, we could be looking at some patchy frost for tonight. Now for tomorrow, and that's where we're going to be maybe starting to cool down a little bit, maybe a slightly better chance for a shower storm tomorrow compared to today. Partly cloudy skies, isolated storm or two. And those highs for tomorrow in the low to mid 80s for us on the eastern plains, 50s and 60s into the high country. So again, most of those storms will be just a little bit off to our south and off to our west. That's where we have the better chance at seeing some of that. We got a little weak system that's mostly off to our north, but just enough moisture that we could see one or two of those showers and storms push their way through the high country and perhaps down the Palmer Divide as well. And there's that chance, outside chance, for seeing one or two of those in town tomorrow as well. That rainfall forecast, not exactly impressive, and that is thanks to, again, most of this is high-level moisture. That is, if you've heard the term virga before, that's what we're probably looking at for the next day or two, is we get that rain that evaporates before it hits the ground. What you mostly get out of these sorts of situations, just a little burst of wind, and that is pretty much all she wrote. In fact, let's go back to our 7-day forecast here and pull that up for you. Here's that 7-day forecast. We look over the next little while, and folks, this is beautiful weather. Our average high for today, 79 degrees. Will be right around that, maybe a little bit warmer than average for the next couple of days. At this point, we get a weak front that moves through Thursday night and Friday. That may be the system that triggers the most widespread showers and storms, but even that looks pretty insignificant at this point. And then this weekend, looks absolutely gorgeous out there. But with that in mind, we start fall. By the way, fall comes into play officially here 12:49 a.m. on Saturday morning, and on Wednesday, September the 20th, our last 7 p.m. or later sunset in Denver until March the 12th. And that's the bad news. The good news is we have those fall colors. I was just in the mountains, in fact, yesterday, and those fall colors starting to take shape a little bit. I will say this, it looks like we're maybe slightly later than usual, just a couple days later than usual with those initial colors into the mountains, but because of our cool spring and also a warm but not overly hot summer, and we've had a recent run of these kind of cool nights and warm but not too hot days, I would say that at this point, it looks like we may be in store for a pretty nice show up into the mountains, and that'll get going probably later on this week along and north of I-70. We'll start to see those colors rounding into form. And again, I was in the mountains yesterday and starting to see those first little signs of those colors changing along and north of I-70. South of I-70 is basically all green at this point, but we have had, again, what we look for. We want to see those cool springs, cool wet springs, those warm but not overly hot summers, and enough moisture that we're keeping some of those nutrients in place for those trees, and also those cool nights, not cold, but cool nights, and those warm, mild days. It's kind of the generally speaking, what we look for in terms of those nice fall colors. Looks like all that's rounding into form, I will say. It looks like we're just a couple days later than usual in terms of things getting going. So that's a look ahead. We got a pretty calm week of weather, I'll say that, for the most part here along the Front Range and the mountains. Better chances for showers and storms. Hopefully it gives you a good idea about what to expect. If not, we've got a special surprise for you. Right behind that TV screen, we've got Ed Green, who will be filling in on 9 News at noon. So that is exciting here, folks. We've got Ed Green in at 9 News at noon today, and then we'll have Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin in at 4 and 5, and Meteorologist Danielle Grant in at 6, 9, 10 tonight on the 9 News family of networks. Once again, I'm 9 News meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. Have a great rest of your Monday.